Hello, and welcome back, friendos. Or if this is your first time here, welcome. Um, was going over some stuff recently, and I don't know. I guess I don't like how some people defend Nintendo. Where I don't know if you've heard the news, but Nintendo has recently gotten a patent for character summoning. Oh God, I'm still recovering from being sick. Character summoning passed, but all the writing for it is very like general, very broad. It could be applied to a lot of different games. So I'm not going to cover that a whole lot right now. It just is really a shitty thing to do. Where, in my opinion, if you are in the games industry and you are going to patent a gameplay mechanic that is not cool, that's just so dumb and goes against creativity. And to me, that kind of says that the company, in a way, isn't for the game industry. They're more for the money, obviously. If they're like, hey, you can't use this because we invented it. Anyways, I ended up seeing this Japanese feller who worked for Capcom, I believe, and he was talking about Nintendo on X, and this is just kind of what made me want to do this video real quick. He was defending Nintendo, which I think is just an absolutely brain dead take. His take, at least, is very brain dead, I would say, the way he described it. Here we will, yeah, we'll pull it up here. Got it translated as well, where just a lot of it doesn't sit right with me because I guess Nintendo is doing game keys now as well, which is like a license to download the game. So it's not like, they're not selling physical media anymore, like Switch cards, I guess. And this man was saying this. I'm not great with Japanese at all, so I might butcher the pronunciation, and I apologize for that. Masakazu Sugimori, I think. Yeah, worked for Capcom. Yeah, so he's defending Nintendo, saying that they are trying to protect the games industry. In his opinion, what they're doing with this is to help preserve media, I think. So let's see right here. Key card prevents illegal copying and reduces the risk of having inventory. I highly doubt that. I honestly don't see a way anytime soon where pirates aren't going to figure out a way to copy data. I just don't see that happening, and I feel like the more you try and go against it in this way, the more it's going to happen. Like, I believe they tried doing something with the Wii, and I don't know, I'd have to look it up. I don't remember where it was exactly, what country it was, but sales of the Wii were, moderate to high because of people using it for homebrew stuff, I believe. And then when they made that change so that it would be harder to crack, the sales like died. So I'm pretty sure they ended up reversing that because it's like, people are going to want to use it the way they want to use it in a way, even if it's not like your wanted use. Mm. Then they say game price increase. Game companies that have been struggling with the recent rise in prices have raised the flag to raise prices. I I don't understand how the games industry can make so much money and still be floundering. I personally blame AAA companies such as like Sega and Nintendo and like all these games that are coming out with huge budgets and are like mediocre to subpar at best. I really don't understand what is going on. It boggles my mind what's going on there. Disable online services for old hardware, which sets useful life. Doing this will make it easier for each company to relaunch their games on the new hardware. What's more, it has created a job called transplantation, which I think when it translated this a different way, translated from Japanese by Google, how the earlier it translated with Grok, so it was different. Like when I was reading it on my phone, it didn't say a job called transplantation. It said it creates jobs through porting. So people who have to port the game get that job to do it, which I think is also bullshit. Like, just make new games. Like, the amount of re-releases we've been seeing for not just these, but like I guess recreations of old movies and stuff. I don't understand where creativity is gone. I don't like what's going on in the world in that regards nowadays. Anyways, it also doesn't create, like, even physical media will have that set lifespan, and then the digital media will still have a set lifespan, which is whatever the developer wants it to be. Like, if you read licenses, there are a lot of times where it says they can just pull that from you. Like, you are renting, I think Steam says you are basically renting a license to play the game. Like, you don't actually own the game itself, which is why I started using like storefronts like GOG and itch a little more, because then you actually own the product. Like, the amount of times where we're not owning the things we are paying for nowadays is almost criminal, I would say, especially with the way companies treat us. It's just bullshit, absolutely bullshit, and nothing's going to change anytime soon, if at all. I mean, people are going to talk about it. I've seen quite a few other bigger YouTubers talk about things like this, and it's like, yeah, nobody cares enough for it to change, and even when there is enough care, it's just not going to change. Like it's just not. But yeah, so he goes on to say here that it's mainly to protect the gaming and digital entertainment industries, which I feel like this is a big aspect of it, he says. Maybe I'm being a little too optimistic. Probably, and we'll go over a little bit of Nintendo's track record off the top of my head in a little bit here. But it's true that with Nintendo taking the lead, it's easier for other companies to follow suit and protect themselves. In my opinion, Nintendo isn't like the lead anymore. Like, I know that they're still way up there for sure. They are definitely one of the top ones, but they're not the top one. And the more they shoot themselves in the foot, as they have been doing with the way they treat fans and shit, the more they're going to just keep going down. Like, I know quite a few people, such as myself, who have grown up on Nintendo and refuse to buy more Nintendo products because of how shitty they are as a company. A company that is already making that much profit, do you think they're doing it for more profit? Even if it doesn't sell at this moment, all current employees will be able to live off their cash until retirement, lol. It's so amazing, it's disgusting, lol. This is what makes me think this guy is an absolute moron. Just such a brain dead take. Like, hey, this big massive company has a shit ton of money, they're not going to want more. What the fuck do you think companies are there for? Why do you think they have an excess of money? Why do you think they need more than they actually need to pay employees from like year to year? Why do you think they're collecting money? And with Nintendo's track record of like protecting their IPs, where I'm pretty sure they've gone after fans even just for fan art, like for art, fan art. Jesus, I was like, I know there's a word there, fan art. So yeah, going after fans for fan art, like little games that they've made too, which like I kind of get, but it's like, they're not selling them for a profit or anything. They're just like, oh, hey, I did this to this original Nintendo game. Like, check it out. Like, a lot of Pokemon ROMs are out there. Like, Pokemon hacked ROMs where people have taken Pokemon games from, like, Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance and then changed it completely to be, like, their own little stories and stuff. Or, like, even changing some of the gameplay mechanics that happen in games. And Nintendo doing this kind of shit that they do, where they go after fans, is very much going against creativity, and they are very much not in support of the games industry. And that is especially proven by the fact that they're going after Pal World so hard, which, I mean, Pal World, I guess, kind of is very, very similar to Pokemon in a lot of ways, which I guess, kind of stepping on their toes. But like that new patent that they have, the first patent that they had tried getting made, or that they did get made for riding, or summoning and riding creatures, it's just, Nintendo is very much not for the games industry, and to think that they are is not not the right way to view it, I would say. It boggles my mind to be like, hey, a company has just, good God, so stupid, such a stupid take. But yeah, this is just, I hate Nintendo. I saw something from Sega recently too that had me a little pissed off at them. I'll get into that later. It's just the fact that Nintendo hates you as a fan. That's really the main point here, is Nintendo hates their fans, Nintendo hates other developers, Nintendo is not here for the games industry, they are only here for the money. The quality of Pokemon games especially has like just completely gone down the drain. That's like my biggest franchise from before. It's really what I grew up on the most, and I still play some of the old games like Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color ones because they are just a lot better than what's come out on the Switch. Like, I don't understand what is wrong with Nintendo. Like, I don't understand how a company can be so against the industry that they're in, and then the fact that people will still support them just blindly. I don't get it. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, I guess. Just, maybe think about that a little bit. The fact that Nintendo does hate you, and if you could potentially end up creating a piece of media in honor of them, and they will go after you for it. And they are not for the game. One more thing I just forgot. No, one more thing I forgot was about game preservation, which I think with the original translation was something he said here, or maybe it was a comment I read that he had made about the fact that, I guess digital media is easier to preserve, but I don't. Okay, now saying that, and then, yeah, my brain still isn't functioning 100%. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to share that a little bit.